AI you suggest for metaverse?
3D AI. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not an AI expert, at least now. Yeah, so I actually don't know what to use. Usually, people are using something like Midjourney to create their images. And if we are talking about the 3D solutions, I'm not sure about which one is better to use for the metaverse experiences. I'm probably it's the question which addressed to you, Johnny, because you are building the metaverse experiences, and we are building the metaverse strategies and marketing experiences. So maybe you have got some ideas about this.
Actually, I do. So
Oh
there's
wow!
two parts. If we're talking about the 3D models, we can say that geometry, which the code itself, yeah, like Lumia AI, it's the one that you can bring the 3D objects from the physical world, right? But the idea is that one is generates the code, the geometry, the architecture itself. That some of the tools, but they're not good yet. We use in our project Instaverse the textures, 3D generated, AI generated textures for the scene, so that the scene looks unique. So we're already doing this. And another part is the skyboxes. So there's some projects that are doing the skyboxes, which is like surrounding world that you can actually put together. So yeah, that's
I think there may be applications in data analytics when you have a whole lot of data, trying to understand trends or patterns in it that you might not see as a person. That's another possibility. Another possibility is whatever UIs you might have that typically you would have interacted with through typing or something, you might be able to speak to them. So that's another possible application.
Yeah. Also, I know like a runway gen. I finally remember this because these guys they just made a viral YouTube video where they promote Mortal Kombat, who has got like celebrities as the main characters. I'm pretty sure that everyone has already seen this stuff.
yeah, love
Well,
it. So
yeah,
creative.
very creative, especially like Biden, Ronaldo, and all these celebrities. They looked really cool. So, Carl, I suppose it's like
Yeah, we can start.
25:05 on my clock, so
Yeah.
we can finally start. Yes.
You can introduce me and I'll introduce you two gentlemen.
Yeah, guys, glad that you have all attended today's webinar, and I'm pretty sure that you will find something interesting from it. And I would like to present the Carl Fravel. This is one of the most famous Decentraland human ever. So the Carl is a Decentraland advisor, and he's very popular and really awesome guy. Thank you.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to our conference. It's going to be a pretty good one, I think. I'd like to, and I'm very honored to welcome our two fantastic speakers for today. First is Johnny Kartikov of DappCraft. He's a distinguished pioneer in the field of Web3 with a decade of learning experience as both CTO and CEO. From the acquisition of his web development studio Arsum to the remarkable sevenfold growth of Ambasafe software, to his current innovative efforts at DappCraft, Johnny's impact on the industry is unparalleled. Working with prestigious brands such as Coca-Cola, Playboy, Intel, and many more, he is a visionary in digital fashion, 3D scenes, NFTs, interactive events. Prepared to be inspired by his forward-thinking insights into the limitless possibilities of the digital world. Welcome, Johnny. I'm also honored to introduce you to Yaroslav Volovoy, a seasoned entrepreneur and leader with 14 years of specialized management experience, including key roles as CEO and Chief Business Development Officer. Renowned for his acumen in startup development, strategic leadership, and pioneering work in Web3 projects and metaverse innovation, Yaroslav also brings a solid background in the digital from DOOH market. His insights, honed by years at the forefront of learning and innovation, promise to enlighten us on the dynamic world of the metaverse and the ever-evolving future of digital innovation. Welcome, Yaroslav.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carl. So Our main task today is to discuss all the ways how the brands can enter the metaverse. We're eager to know which strategies to build within the metaverse for these brands. And of course, we want to showcase our tools, how we do it, from both sides, from the DappCraft side, from the Meta Ads side. And of course, we want to promote some of our services our topic starts today from the strategies. So let's discuss the ways how you should build the strategies within the particular metaverses. And if we are talking about the way from what we start while building our metaverse strategies, first of all, we need to gain the exact knowledge of how, when, how, and what we want to build within the metaverse. So here we need to create, to leverage and partner for a new metaverse, capabilities, and of course using the cross marketing. And from the very beginning, let's talk about the tools from which your metaverse strategy can be created from. So that's why I would like to pass my words to Johnny in order to promote all these tools which they have on base, which they are using, and how they implement them in their marketing strategies within the metaverse. Johnny, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Yaroslav. Yeah, so when we come into the idea of how to implement the marketing, right? So first, you have the idea what kind of tools you need to use. So first you differentiate your audience. Yaroslav will talk more about it. And then we come to that, what actually do we need to create to get engagement with the audience? And in our experience, what actually DappCraft does, right? So we find out that the way when you build a scene, right? And when users visited your scene, you need to do some sort of actions in it. So let's take the analogy from the Web 2 world. Users come to your website, and the thing that you need to do is to actually get their email. So this is why we call it the transaction. So this is the action that user need to take. In our case, especially in Decentraland, as we work with this Web3 metaverse, we give the users a way when they come to the specific scene. So we build a scene, and then they need to do the transaction. So transaction in the metaverse mostly, so sometimes it's a pop-up, it's a part of the participation, but the good way to promote it is to give users some variables. So over the time, I can maybe quickly do the share my screen and show what kind of variables we actually did at DappCraft. So yeah, let me do
go
this.
on. And just to make all this data more precise and all this information which Johnny provides, I would like to mention when the brands and the CMOs of the brands, when they are developing this marketing strategy, the marketing strategies should be working in a pair with a real life and with an immersive experience, with an immersive world. So it should be like created bothly in both worlds, and this marketing approach will help you to make your advertising company more detailed, more precise, especially when we are talking about our clients who are already maintaining and working. Maybe they are just relaxing within the particular metaverse. So this is a very important when you are developing these marketing strategies. So Johnny, passing a word to you.
Yeah, just quickly showing that. So this is the set of smart wearables that we did for different brands. As you can see, there is not only Web3 brands, but actually the big one like Coca-Cola, Adidas, Intel, MasterCard. So this is all the variables. This is all the variables that avatars can do. They can wear, and the other people in the metaverse will see them. So you're not only advertising for one user to actually to promote your brand. The others will see it, especially some unique wearables that are available only for like 100 people, and will want it this one. So, but this is one of the tools that we do. We do more like events, but the marketing stuff, Yaroslav can talk more about. This is what we can build, but I give you to our marketing.
Johnny, what Johnny tries to set is that companies need to determine the ideal balance between, native advertising, between immersive experiences. So you need to gather all this experience together in order to target your audience and to deliver a perfect experience for this audience. As an example of such advertising campaigns, we can talk about, for example, Vans World, about many examples, but let's start from the Vans World. They build, special places for the skaters all around the world. In Roblox, and with the help of the gaming experience, which they merge in their location, they reached almost 48 million visitors so far. So it's a really huge numbers. Another thing which we would like to talk about is the way that we need to leverage the metaverse capabilities, and we need to use the cross marketing. We need to get to know all the actors who are already participating in the metaverse market. For example, the game developers, the working communities, the creative communities of builders, and so on and so forth. You need to know them because sometimes it brings like very impressive results. One of such examples which I'm talking about, for example, can be a NASCAR. They reach the guys from Roblox as well, from Roblox game. The Roblox game was called Jailbreak. So the guys from NASCAR, they've created, a special car within their location, and with the help of this collaboration, they firstly discussed this location with the owners of the game, and they said to them, let's make a collab. Let's enter our car in your location and see what's gonna happen. And as a result, they received a 30%. The game owners received a 30% of new gamers who entered the location because they were fans of NASCAR. And of course, the NASCAR received the coverage of all users who were attending this location. Furthermore, if we are talking about this marketing stuff, we need to talk about the celebrities and about the influencers. These guys will also come in handy for you while you are developing your marketing strategy, because they have got a huge fan coverage, and this fan coverage, they actually can follow you anywhere in immersive worlds, in social media. So as another great example, we can talk about Snoop Dogg, because everybody knows the Snoop Dogg. So what the Snoop did, he just entered the sandbox, and everybody knows the sandbox as well because it's like one of the most popular locations in the metaverse. Yeah, and when he entered this location, he created his own scene, and just after 1 month or 2 months, he creates a song. Actually, he launches his new song, which was the video clip for this song was made exactly in this location, and this marketing step made his location like real famous, real popular, and a lot of people were trying to visit this location in order to receive all these feelings which they receive while watching a video clip. They want to feel them inside of his location. Yeah. So, and of course, if we are talking about our metaverse strategy, we should measure the returns on our marketing spends, because CMOs are in head of this stuff, and it's for the company. Sometimes it's critical and sometimes it's really crucial. And the companies, they really want to receive the appropriate metrics for the metaverse, because they can't simply measure the way how the brand scale with a particular metaverse, and this is very important for them as well. So digital marketing typically focuses on metrics such as number of visitors, such as conversion rates, such as likes, shares, and also the most important is the cost acquiring of the customer. So it is very necessary. But before we do all this stuff, what is the most necessary way to determine the success of your marketing strategy? Johnny, can you help me?
What is the successful way to
Yeah.
determine the market?
From what each marketer should start in order to understand how to make his advertising strategy perfect within the metaverse.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. And when I, for example, I'm thinking about as the CEO of the company, right? So I give the budget to the marketing department, and the marketing department decides, okay, I have more like standard way to put my budget in, and I have more experimental way, which we see more and more. So big brands already entered the metaverse, already spending the budget in there, right? And they have the allocation, right? And then if you are as the it's like leading the marketing department, and you're like, okay, what we can do in the metaverse. So what we can do? Yeah, we can build a scene. Let's build a scene. It's like, okay, let's build a scene. And then it's like a building a website. So you build a website and it's like, oh, where is my traffic then? So you just put it in the web, in the internet, and it's like you expect it to have the traffic. The same thing is the metaverse. So you just need to do a promotion, right? So once you do the promotion, the next thing you need to understand, like, okay, what kind of things do I measure, and what kind of tools I can use to measure it? Because right now, we are getting the tools. We finally built some tools to have support for marketers to do this. So this is the important stuff. Before we didn't have such thing. We've been searching for analytics tools for metaverses, and it was like, okay, we can build stuff, and we build it for many brands, but to have actually the experience that you can upgrade your scene or make sure the users are engaging, when you have to have good UI with the scene, understand how users behave and things like that. So there is many like small things that we are adopted from the Web 2, and right now they need to be in the Web 3, and we're slowly getting there. So that's what I see. But Yaroslav, you actually mentioned the different metaverses, right? And what kind of
exactly
for different brands. For different brands, you need to choose specific metaverse to work with. And I'm interested because DappCraft doing a lot in Decentraland, and Carl choose Decentraland as the main point. I'm interested in why actually it is for Carl, for example. So.
Oh, Carl, I think that you are muted. I can't hear you. Check it.
Check there. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was able to engage with Decentraland very early on, and so as an early adopter, I was able to get a bit of a head start on development and on land acquisition, and so and the SDK is quite good. It's quite complete. Some of the other virtual worlds. The most advanced one, of course, is Second Life, which has been around for something like 20 years now. But the development environment in STK in Decentraland is very good, and I've been able to build out the whole conference center with a lot of interactivity, with video catalogs that you can play, with DJ stations, and a lot of things you can do. We have a great, beautiful grand theater there with a lot of functionality, and monitoring traffic management, so we actually know who visited where. And we've been at it for a few years, but I picked it because it was a shiny new thing that was very well conceived and has come along very nicely. I hope that answers your question, Johnny.
Yeah, that's perfect. Actually,
Yeah.
the one comment here or something.
Yeah, if you don't mind, guys, I've got like some information from my colleagues from the MAF agency, MAF Media agency, and they shared with us information. So be careful when you're choosing a particular metaverse, because sometimes your targeted audience won't be available in this metaverse, because probably if you are trying to target like a 30 years people, so the sandbox will be an ideal place. Yes, because for example, if we are talking about the sandbox, they have all this stuff with NFT earnings, with events and seasons, and with a huge brands on board. So it's like a huge market already. Shifting to the next audience, if we are talking, for example, about Fortnite, everyone knows Fortnite. I expect this because Fortnite was very popular, and it's like still very popular for the gameplay, because it has got such a comprehensive and interesting gameplay and a really great design. And a lot of people, especially Zoomers, try to spend time there. And if you want to, you can enter this metaverse with your brand as well. For example, if we are talking about, I've got like 5 different metaverses. Let me show you. We have got also a Minecraft, and the age of the Minecraft players, is a little bit higher if we are talking about comparing Fortnite and Minecraft. So the millennials actually play the Minecraft. They got like more hard to learn gameplay, and the auditory of this game is very interesting, because it's like very diverse, because you can find people from 12 years up to 30 years. And by the way, Carl, the same idea comes to the audience of Decentraland. Yes, because Decentraland has got a huge spread of audience. They've got like really young people who are just exploring Decentraland. There are like fans who are at the age between 20 and 25, and they're trying to find more power-ups, to find more NFTs, more wearables. They act themselves as a collectors. Yes, and in Decentraland, by the way, they have got like all these older geeks who are eager to promote their locations and create unique experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the people that are organizing the major activities in Decentraland, like the Vegas City or my conference center, they're organized by people who've been around doing stuff for a long time. But the audience that comes to see generally is younger. And what's really interesting, some of the most capable developers are also very young.
I got it. Yeah. Johnny, maybe you can say something about the developers, for example, about the age of developers in your company, about the guys who create experiences, because it is also very interesting for the brands, because I'm pretty sure that some of the brands, they're eager to have such a specialist on board of their company, I mean, in-house.
Yeah, so we have different age statistics, I would say. So, but quite young. Yeah, so some of the devs are really young. I mean, even like less than 20 years old, still study, Yeah.
Mhm,
So that's
mhm.
a new generation basically that can code and do stuff pretty well. So that's understandable. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
I think there's
I
also,
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Please, Carl.
I think there's also geographical differences. For example, VR chat, if you just go around and look, you have a sense that a lot of it is Asian. Decentraland is very international. They're not all the same geographically.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially, I will show this information a little bit further when I will be representing the tools of Meta Ads which we are using for the marketing within the metaverses. And actually, we are gathering this information, Carl, about the users and where do they come from. I mean, their geographic location. And yes, Decentraland has got users from all over the world. But however, Johnny, you were talking about Thompson. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to see the geographic things, but let's let's come to this one. Yes, I was saying that there is a specific audience that we target when we enter in the Decentraland. We need to understand the audience, right? So we need to build the specific tools for them. So and the tools are very different. So of course the important tool is the gamification. So every metaverse should have their own version of gamification. So for example, you come to the specific location, right, as the user, and you have things that you can receive just for free. Like, and you don't put any value in these things. Like, okay, another things that I receive for free. So you don't actually appreciate it, and you just want to get rid of it. But if you do some quests, if you try a little bit harder to get some variables or a part of the participation, you actually put some value in it. And this is the psychology of the people. So we trying to build the tools which is require some sort of effort. So people will put a little bit more value on it. And this comes, of course, with the gamification. Yeah. All the time in DappCraft, we did many things. Like we did quests, a lot of like steampunk quests and things like that. So and the Halloweens that we doing already like 3 seasons in a row. So people just go and have a real experience of Halloween and things like that, and it's engage users a lot. The user gets really like part of the immersive experience. They remember the stuff. They actually get into that. Like there's something that they haven't seen before. They feel it like this is something that that gives specific value to the brand, to the experience, and people remember. So Yaroslav,
Yeah,
I know.
I just wanted to ask you one question. You are talking about the immersive experience, I mean the gaming experience when the users play, and I know that you have created a lot of games, but can you expand all scope of what you are doing? You also told me that you are doing a lot of wearables, and the question which I have is in mind, you also told me that some of the wearables, they don't have a value, and some of them, they have a huge value. Yeah. So how is it the best way for the brand to create the NFTs, to create the wearables within their location, and how they should distribute them between their visitors of the location?
So let me quickly show. The best speaking is the examples, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
let me show this one. So it's another like portfolio, I would say.
Okay.
So we did different collaborations. In Decentraland, you can not only build the variables itself, you can build the things that called emojis. So this is the moves that avatars can make. So that's another part. So we did a lot of like things like helicopter moves or things like that. So it's actually the stuff you can sell
Yeah,
online.
how they call this movement? Have you done it? Emoji. Yeah, yeah,
Emojis. Yeah.
yeah.
So this is the real market that is in Decentraland. So you can go to the market at Decentraland and you can buy these emojis. So that's the thing is that's possible. So every variable in Decentraland is actually the NFTs. So, but the NFTs inside that you can use inside the Decentraland. So there is another way, like you connect the NFTs from outside with the NFTs from inside Decentraland. So it's like your variable is connected to the NFT outside. A little bit complicated, but we're doing this stuff for some of the brands. Like if you have already the collection, I think we did it for Adidas. You cannot see it, but there's another way. So once you already created some sort of NFT collection, you can bring it to Decentraland and you can have it in there. As an example, this is the helmet and the it's called Moon Miner. That's one of the famous one in Decentraland. You can see it even in official Decentraland, like PDF they distribute for marketing. So this is the helmet and the suit. So this one you can sell in Decentraland, and a lot of people are wearing it and love it. So the one of the things.
Yeah, I got it.
We did with Pranksy. We did like NFT boxes that been distributed, and like for example, this Barton Morris pop art. I think it was the rare one. It's only like a few of them exist. Is the code itself, which is I think it was quite expensive, like 5,000 mana or something. I don't remember
Oh, wow.
exactly.
So it's like it costs a huge amount of money, yeah? Hey, Carl,
Yeah.
can you tell us 5,000 mana is like how much is it
Like
in US
dollars. Let's
dollars?
just say it's like it's over $1,000.
Yeah.
So it's like
And-
pretty
and-
interesting wearable.
Yeah, and people actually bought it. So we had a few owners of that because it's rare. You don't. You will have only a few owners, so it's
Yeah,
it's
so
specific
this is
rate.
the answer for the question of value, yes? So
Yes.
if you got like only 3, 5, or like 100 of customized wearables or some emotions or whatever you can use within the particular metaverse. At the moment, we were talking about the Decentraland metaverse. So the higher the price for it. And if you got like thousands of such items, for example, thousands of caps, they're gonna cost you like small amount of price, yes, to some cents or something like this. Yeah, I
Yes.
got it, Johnny. I got it.
Totally.
Well, I would like to share with all the people who are attending this event with our solutions which we have in Meta Ads. Especially, I would like to talk about analytic data which we gather from the locations, from the metaverses, and how to add this analytic data to your location. So currently, our services are working in 3 metaverses. It's Decentraland, Roblox, and Voxels. But we have already conducted a Unity engine integration, so it is also available for all the metaverses which are built through the usage of the Unity. However, if we are talking about the scene analysis, it's the most vital tool for the brands, because the brands can install these tools pretty fast inside of their locations. For example, here I want you to show how to add an ad space. So what you have to do, you simply select the metaverse. For example, it can be Decentraland. You can select a surface type, how your billboard gonna look in a particular place. or you can use the scene files in order to make your installation more precise. By the way, Johnny, at the moment in Decentraland, are you using the scene files of SDK 7 or of SDK 6? 7,
The
yes?
next, yes.
Yeah.
Everything that we build as the next thing is the K7. And even the latest one that we built actually together, the experience, for the consensus brand, this is the K7.
Yeah,
So,
I got it. So we download the asset which we're gonna use, for example, in our SDK or in a current builder of the metaverse. Everyone knows that the metaverses has their own builders, which helps them to create a custom experiences within the metaverse. So we enter the name, we enter the external target link. You can link your advertising billboard to any URL, for example, to your website. And then you can upload default images and enter the jump URL. The jump URL is the URL which you use to enter the metaverse. For example, right now we are located in headquarters of MetaAds, which is actually in VRS Mall. And we can see that we have teleported to the parcel -93.15. And here we have got already deployed our billboard and of course analytical data. So if we are pressing mouse 1 to this billboard, we can go to the URL which is already linked to this billboard. So you see we are already at the main page. So
this is nice. So
yeah.
I don't have to redeploy the scene, right? Every time.
Yeah, exactly. So
see.
it's like another tool which you have on board. It's a tool for advertisers, and of course, it's a tool for the landowners within the metaverse. We are talking about the tool digital signage. But before we go forward, I would like to show you another analytical tool which we have on board, and I wanted to show you the way how we receive the reports from this analytic data. Actually, we can have an analytical data of the current location. For example, here is location 145,60. So we can see a classic heat map which shows the location of our advertising billboard, and actually it also shows the places where the users can stay, where they stay the most of their time while they are attending your scene. So this solution heat map helps us to solve the problem of optimization, of event analysis, of strategic ad placing, and understanding of user flow. These are the most viable tools for the builders. Yeah, Johnny, how do you like this tool? Well, while you bring me your feedback, I want to show a three-dimensional way how to showcase a heat map as well.
So what is the ways you can see the user experience, right? So you either have your friend or a friend of friend like come in and they're like, okay, can you test this? Can you test the scene? So your friend is coming and is sitting on your laptop and you behind his back like, oh, what he's doing, right? So you need to understand the logic. And then you need to go through the 100 friends to get enough data to actually to understand how users are using this tool. So the heat map actually, is so helpful, and to know the way where the users stuck, if they are stuck, and what kind of places they get. That's the important part. Yeah, so I love it, and you're showing another level of it.
Yeah, right now we are looking at the scene, which is also deployed inside of Decentraland. And also when we are pressing, you see these brightened dots, we can see the amount of time which users spent in this concrete dot. So this will help you to set up the best places for your advertising billboard. This can help you to set up the best way how users gonna flow through your scene, and this can help you to improve your scene analytics as well. Yeah, also each company has an advertising dashboard. So right now we are talking about the digital signage experience. We can download the report. We can look the report here simply in the dashboard, and we can choose each advertising campaign which we want to choose, and we can set up, the time brackets. We can set up the periods when we want to see it, and of course, let's talk about the metrics which we can gather from the locations. Of course, the classic marketing metric is CPM, so it's a total amount of views. Also, if we are talking about Decentraland, here we can gather the amount of unique users. I mean, those of them who entered the metaverse, and also we can gather the amount of authorized users, those of them who are using their MetaMask wallets in order to travel around the metaverse. Also, we have got a special metric which is called focused view. And as I said before, the focused view helps us to understand the engagement of our audience. And yeah, we have got reactions. This reactions journey comes to the tools which you are developing, to all the emotions which we can conduct within the metaverse. Let me show you how it looks like. For example, we can wave your hand, we can make your head blow, or we can simply dance, and the analytic data of the scene will gather the whole information about what the user is doing within a particular metaverse. So this is also a very interesting tool. And of course, clicks. Moreover, we have the information about data where the users come from. Because in our analytical model, we are gathering an off-chain and on-chain data. So we also know the wallet list which they are using within a particular metaverse. And this comes in handy for the brand owners and for the brands when they want to distribute their NFTs, their loyalty programs, and so on and so forth. And by the way, returning to the question about where do the users come from in Decentraland? Yeah, Carl, you told me that there is a huge spread of users from all over the world. And right now, I want to showcase how it looks like on our platform. So here we got at all countries all over around the world, and we can see where the users come from. So, for example, we can see that we have conducted 3,000 views shows in USA. We have got 3,000 shows in Japan. We have got 29 shows in China, 592 in Australia. So this tool helps you to understand where your traffic comes to. And I'm pretty sure that for some of the brands, it is the most necessary and most important feature to understand, because they want to use personalization in order to make their advertising campaigns more precise and more targeted. And however, we're going to speak about it a little bit later. Right now, I want to show you how the digital signage show works, and I want to show you the full abilities of the digital signage. So what we actually can do, we can download some ad creatives. They can be, for example, videos, they can be pictures, they can be anything you want, actually. Then you just provide the name and description. And you can also add an external target link. As I already told you, this option works really good because it can help you to navigate your traffic from the immersive metaverse into a current location. Yeah, at the moment we have created our advertising creative. What we want to do is to shift to the next feature. And the next feature is the selection of the audience. I mean, some of marketers call this feature as a targeting. Some of the marketers call this feature as a personalized connection with your client. But however, it works really fine because we can create a new template. We can bring the name of template for each people, for example, only. And we can, yeah, it actually works because due to we want to conduct our advertising campaign within the Decentraland, we can gather information about the tokens and about the data of the tokens which they have in their wallets. What are you thinking about the personal communication with the client journey? How do you feel accordingly to your experience?
Well, if you think about users which are the love your brand, right? So you need to determine the users that are more engaged with the brand, right? So once you build this core community will start to talk to others. They will start to promote you, and you will not have to spend the budget to acquiring more. So this is the most important one to actually track. But what I actually love it about the matching between the on-chain and off-chain data. So imagine right now this companies like blockchain companies or the Web3 companies, they spend like a huge amount of money in terms of their tokens, basically, to attract the audience. So with all these drops we have on the market right now, and gathering and understanding what kind of users are there, which is your tools is giving, is the unique proposition, which is gonna be expanding more and more, and already have the value right now.
Yeah.
So
I would like to explain a little bit. Here we created a default rule, and we added to this default rule like 2 creatives already, which will be shown in our location. And here we can add, for example, a custom rule. Here we want to target only those users who has got more than 1 Ethereum in their wallet. And of course, we can target those users. For example, we are conducting our advertising campaign in USA, so we want to pick only USA and Canada for these users. And this is how we're going to use our personal communication with our users. So right now, let's shift to my campaigns. So here we have got a Meta Ads webinar campaign, which is already completed, and I wanted to create another one, which is gonna be the same Meta Ads webinar campaign. We're gonna make a small description for it, and here we can see that it's gonna start like in 5 minutes. So we want to launch it until the end of our webinar. So we select we select our audience, and we press next step. After it, we can select a show type. It can be exclusive, it can be periodic, it can be targeted. And after this, we are shifting to the next place. And here we can see all the locations where we have got the billboards within the metaverses. Right now, we are looking at Decentraland metaverses here, and we want to use our location where our avatar is located at the moment. So we just press the start campaign, and the campaign will be launched in 5 minutes. So I'm going to talk about this campaign. I'm going to show how it works within the metaverse, and I want to show the experience which you can receive. But right now, I want to show another way how we can improve our brand presentation within the metaverse. We can create a special events. For example, you want to conduct an event in real life, and you want to invite people from all over the world to this event. And in case some of them come to your location, yes, in real life, and some they can't afford them, or they have another breakers which stops them from this trip to your location, what are you gonna do? You can create a digital twin within the metaverse location, and in order to improve the experience with this location, you can add a custom stream. So how it actually works? It works exactly the same. You add a picture, then you add a stream to location, and then you go to information point, and then you need to run the OBS studio for streaming. And what all you have to do is you need to go to the settings, to your stream settings, and simply you need to copy and paste all these server names, stream keys, username, and passwords here. And after you've done this, you can simply launch your advertising creative in a particular metaverse. I mean, streaming. So these
Nice.
two will come in handy for you as well. Yeah, Johnny, what do you think about it?
We actually did it for a few clients before. We did it custom way, the streaming. We know, so it was this TrustSwap headquarters. TrustSwap is the Web3 company that actually wanted this experience. And to do the streaming part, we have to have the streaming server separately to actually support it. So this is the nightmare that we faced. It's not easy to run. So this is such a good tool, and it's quite popular to have this kind of events when you have a big screen and the actual advertisement. So you visit the scene and you have someone in the scene explaining what to do. So like additional things. So love it. This is a good one.
Yeah, I got it. Also, I wanted to ask you a question concerning the way that I know that you were forced to redeploy the whole scene if you want to change like any picture in the scene. Is it true?
Yeah, that's true. When you need to modify the content inside, there's like some initiatives inside the Decentraland that go in with the content management and things like that. Even the DappCraft, we have to, think about this to build like we call it CMS, content management system, right? And you kind of combining. Oh, I can see this.
Yeah. Advertising started, and by the way, if you press here, you're gonna land to DappCraft website straight ahead. DappCraft.io. Yeah. This is how it actually works, just straight from Decentraland. And here is our content, and you can manage it. You can set up time. You can set up how long your creative is going to be shown in the metaverse. So a lot of tools. It's like, to cut a long story short, it works as a Google Ads, but within the metaverse, actually. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, go on, Johnny. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I would like to talk a little bit more what kind of brands that we see right now that are in the metaverse, right? So, for example, if we go to the 2018, I was visiting back then the Ethereum conference, DevCon in Prague, and just the talks were like the layer 2 was just the beginning, and the Polygon just they just started back then. The Polygon right now is a huge company, like a few people in there, and it reminds me of what kind of things that we can see in the market. In the market right now, it's mostly the Web3 companies, and once the hype went in, we can see the companies like Coca-Cola coming, and the MasterCard and the fashion brands. So they're more interesting when the blockchain, like when we see the bull market. But when the actual bear market, we're focusing on a specific audience. And this is why I wanted to show you one of the projects we collaborated in some ways, on the analytical ways with you guys. So this is the consensus location.
Oh yeah, I can even hear it a little bit. The music from location, great.
So the whole idea is the consensus is actually looking for builders, someone that are familiar with the Web3. So the whole thing is about having the community of builders. And if you look at the what the Coinbase is actually focusing on. Their main focus is builders as well. So this is mostly the people that are developing Web3. So we can see the trend. Most of the audience right now is the Web3 builders. And Yaroslav, do you want to talk more about consensus? What you did on the analytical side?
Yeah, we actually helped DappCraft with integration of analytical data inside of this scene. I mean, the consensus crypto scene. I'm pretty sure that you guys know who are the consensus. These are guys who created MetaMask, but for those of you who don't know. However, we also help them with integration of smart video asset within the billboard in order to understand how the location works, how many users do they attract, and how these users perform with this location. So this was one of the most successful use cases that we conducted. And by the way, Carl, you remember we have also conducted the same, like pretty similar event to the DappCrafts, but it was like even more huge because we were using a whole district as a place where we were hosting the vendors event and where we were promoting some vendor stuff. Can you provide us with some background and with some creative ideas which were implemented in this event?
Yeah, the thought I had when I set that up was that there are a lot of vendors and capable builders and people with various skills, wearables, etc. And there's a bunch of people who have land who need to have it developed or used, and various techniques for bringing those two communities together have been tried. And so one of the ones I want to try was like an expo, where I had about 30 different vendors. I made available a small scene for each one of them to build what they wanted on it. And then we did promotion, and we had people, hundreds of people coming through and looking at the scenes and meeting people and learning how to follow up with the vendors that they were interested in. And DappCraft and Meta Ads were both participants in that. It was held in the virtual reality shopping district. I would say it's pretty successful. And then we did a vendor conference afterwards in the conference center, and we had various vendors coming and talking about what they do.
Yeah, I got it. The way why I compared both of these events, I didn't mention that DappCraft have installed a pretty interesting mechanics within the consensus location. They helped the users who enter this location. The users can build their own location with the help of blocks. So it's like the way how you can create something in meta world, in Decentraland, without buying an earth. You just simply can enter the consensus location and build whatever you want, and you can receive a wearable. Yes, Johnny, if you build something, it's like a special award.
Yeah. And the gamification experience is the important part. So imagine every brand can have like the own unique way to engage with their users in a gamified way. So with the consensus, it's the idea of the next branding. So everyone is the builder. So you go in from the 3D, from 2D to 3D world and back, and like you can operate with them. So
I have a question
Yep.
I'd like to ask. I've been kind of wondering if either of you found a solution to this, and that is follow up with people who've attended an event or come to a gamification. And we know their wallet address. We know what tokens they have. We know their balances. We maybe even can correlate it with other in-world traffic to where else they've been, but we don't know who they are. We can't send them an email. Can't send them a Twitter. And I've been thinking about ways of solving that, but I'm not satisfied with the things I've come up with. I'm wondering if either of you have thought this through and actually have some solutions.
Yeah, one of the solutions is through the understanding of NFTs. So that in the description of NFT, we're saying like, okay, this is the free NFT that you get or POAP, part of the participation, doesn't matter. And you can actually go and exchange it on this specific website, or you can combine it to NFT and get it as
in other words, something you've given them can lead them to going someplace where they would provide their email address or something. Yeah. And dropping something to them after the fact that had that, they may not ever even pay attention to the fact that they got it, right?
Yeah,
It shows up
sometimes.
on their Gnosis network in the wallet, then they don't go over there, whatever. I think it's an interesting problem. Another way, of course, to do it is to sell them something in World and have them pay with PayPal. So I've solved that problem. If they pay with PayPal, you know more about them. But also you can have a form, they can type things into a UI. Like here, provide us here. If you'd like to be on our email distribution list, type it in here. So it starts to approach what you can do with Web 2, but I don't think it's fully mature yet.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
I believe with the smart wearables technology, this is going to change when you can actually give users something that they will come back and use it. And then you have the interaction like notification screen. This is actually what we're building. So let me quickly show you. I love it that you bring this.
Yeah, I would like also to mention that we are already running out of time. So probably after you mention this, Johnny, we're gonna answer some questions if there are some questions from the audience. Okay, now go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, the last one, we call it the project is Crossverse. We call it the Hypo. This is the virtual friend that goes with you. It's a smart wearable, and then it's got the terminal that you interact with. So this is the friend that guides you to the specific locations in the metaverse, and it behaves like an NPC, and you can interact with it. So the new quests, new things will come up in the program of this one. This just a quick one. There's the description, but
like a little the butterfly fairy in the Zelda games that comes along with you.
I know that it also can create like additional reality within a metaverse. So it's like AR in virtual world. Yes.
Yeah, that's so many things that we are already trying in it, but it's developing so fast with the new tools, and that we actually pushing the borders of what is possible all the time at DappCraft. So doing the new things again and again and experimenting. And this is why it's so important to come early in the metaverse, because we know this is the future. I don't think we should talk about McKinsey reports right now, but they're like
however,
to blast the metaverse, gonna engage in our life so much. But please, Yaroslav, continue.
Yeah. So, guys, Nick, if you can help our left people here in order to unmute them, maybe some of them have their questions right now. We get to answer them. If you guys, if you guys have some questions, you can also type them in. Yeah. So I see the first question from Lucas. How many companies using now own spaces in metaverses? Wow, that's an interesting question. So I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of companies who are using their metaverse spaces, and it's like more than 500 of these companies, because from McKinsey report, they told that at the moment, like half of the companies all over the world where they conducted, this research, I suppose it was like top 500 US companies who are at the list. So half of them are already maintaining and working on their marketing strategy within the metaverse, and they have got like their land, they have got their they're representing their brand within the metaverse. And of course, if we are talking about the amount of companies, I would like to mention that most of these companies, they come from a digital fashion market, because digital fashion drives this market. because, for example, Gucci has got a lot of locations. They got some locations in Decentraland, in Sandbox, in a lot of locations. So actually, there are a lot of companies who are already in metaverse, but mainly most of these companies are really huge companies. Yeah, maybe guys, Johnny, Carl, maybe you got your own point of view according to this question.
I would answer it this way. We have around 500 metaverses right now. So you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
multiply on the amount of companies. Just this industry is developing so fast. We've been, covering, most of the Web3 related, because the opportunities here is something that, like with NFTs and in the blockchain space, that gives us another level of it. But yeah, I think the questions in the space will, like, what kind of companies you're looking for, because there are so many of them. Yeah.
And there's a lot of different models. Having a permanent space is one. Having a temporary space, more like a pop-up event, is one. There's lots of virtual and hybrid conferences going on, meetings, gatherings, social events going on, and those, of course, are also advertising opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, Carl, thank you for this answer as well, because I would like to add that every company has their own vision and their own strategy, because we were talking about it like almost an hour from now. Yeah, and every company should decide which strategy they want to implement within a particular metaverse, within a particular way. Yeah. Thank
The
you.
pattern I've seen is that a company will identify a person or a small team within their company to explore metaverse possibilities. That seems to be a very common pattern. And so the people that Johnny and I interact with aren't the CEO of the company. They are the lead that's been appointed to try out the metaverse. And so that's the most common pattern. And they may not be saying, we want to buy a bunch of land and make a permanent thing. More like, let me stick my foot in the water and see how it goes. I think we're at that stage mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And this is why we are here, to basically to lead and say, like, okay, the strategy is the first thing. This is the whole conception is about that you need the approach, not just to build something or do something, spend a budget that you don't really know how to use it. Yeah. You need to understand it. What are the goals you're getting from? So that's actually Yaroslav been talking about the whole thing, how strategy is important. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Maybe
I'll just say the idea of something permanent that you own. These metaverses are all evolving very rapidly. An example that came up earlier was SDK6 to SDK7 migration in Decentraland. It's a big deal. Somebody made something in SDK6 6 months ago. Well, 6 months from now, it probably won't work right. They'll have to update it, and that's that's the reality. It's a very fast-changing set of platforms. It hasn't stabilized into something now that you can put something up and expect it to be there 3 years later. Something will have changed. If not only your strategy, just the platform.
Got it. Yeah, thank you, Carl. Yeah, Lucas, you know that crypto, blockchain, fashion, health, army, and pink or education industries are super interested in these innovations, but do you have feeling that these are more specific industries who want to use it? So, guys, Johnny, maybe you or you, Carl? Did you get it? Should I read it one more time?
I'm reading it. I'm not quite sure I understand it.
Yeah.
There are more specific industries want to use it. Oh, I see. Other than what he's listed there, I think.
Yeah, I got it.
I think that's right.
Yeah, go on. Sorry to interrupt.
Netflix had a promotion for the Gray Man in Ethereum, a big maze that came from the game, and they handed out wearables from that. And you know what? I went and watched the movie that I probably wouldn't have watched otherwise because of that. It actually worked. So that's a media company. Miller Lite created a bar in Decentraland. And was gamified. There was a lot of stuff you could do there. It was pretty engaging. So beverage companies, a number of beverage companies, and Army and Pink. I'm not sure what that is, but there's definitely fashion, as Yaroslav said.
Yeah, and moreover, in USA, also very popular channel, actually industry is a fast-moving consumer goods. Yes, Johnny, you have conducted for this Triangle Arena for Doritos. Yes, I suppose. You don't know. Okay, I know that you have created a custom location for Doritos. I don't know. These triangle chips tacos which are very popular in USA. So if we are talking about this, it's a fast moving consumer goods. They are very popular. And I know also that there are some of people who want to build their charity brands within the particular metaverse, and some people who want to highlight ecology problems. They are also building their location within the metaverses. This direction is also very popular.
I can think of two more. Samsung set up a site in Ethereum. And one of the major architectural companies out of New York and San Francisco, ShopArc, set up a architectural display, how to think about structures for the future, how to make virtual structures, etc., up in the northern part of Ethereum also. So architecture companies showing off their wares.
Nice. Another one I see in the special, there was a BMW event, so you can actually ride the version of motorcycle. So they've been promoting like the cars, in the ways of motorcycles. Yeah, so there is a location you can drive around a little bit. Yeah. So actually, the any industry that you can see that using it in the marketing purposes, when they want to create the experience for user that user will remember, that's something else. And another way is the training session for some kind of jobs that you need to do. So it's more like a VR set thing, but I have seen the very specific metaverses that oriented to this one. But it's not open world. It's just for some company you're just doing it specifically for them to make a training of the.
Yes, there's a pretty interesting library and training center in Decentraland that is rapidly being developed. I think it's DCL Curations making that. And then also the university district within Decentraland now has probably about 10 campuses from various virtual or physical universities from around the world. So education.
Yeah, with DCL Curations with DappCraft help. Yeah.
Good.
That's the one. Yaroslav looks serious.
Sorry for that. I was thinking about it, but suddenly I remembered that I got a girl who has got her nail studio in real life, and also she has got her nail studio in metaverse. So you should be pretty serious when you're choosing your location in metaverse. Sometimes you can face like some nail studios, which will invite you to particular city, to particular country, to particular place where you can make your nails. Yeah, maybe any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I think use cases. That's actually the one.
Oh yeah, we have Lucas. Thank you very much for your question. So, how I can convince, persuade companies to establish spaces in the metaverse?
I think the best thing is show them some use cases, show something cool that exists somewhere. That's a reasonable way to do it.
Yeah, and there is another tool which we have also on board. Is a consulting. If you want the brands or maybe companies to enter the metaverse, you need to explain them the way how they're gonna do it step by step. From the very beginning, from creation, from choosing of the metaverse, from creation of the goals which they need to achieve while they're creating their immersive experiences, and from the way how they want to build. Do they want to rent? Do they want to buy their Earth with a particular metaverse? Yes. Do they want to build something? Do they want to conduct an event? How it's gonna be working? Are we going to launch the same event with our company in real life? So it's a matter of time, and it's a matter of your experience. But however, metaverses is a channel, is a new channel where you can grow your customers. So this is a main sentence. If you're coming to someone to CEO or to CMO, whoever you're coming, you should say that you want to grow a new channel, you want to discover a new channel of your customers. This is the main idea. The metaverses were created for this purpose, for people who want to spend their time, who want to buy something, who want to educate, who want to learn. So it's like a new channel for new people, and probably these people from metaverse will become your loyal customers. Yeah,
I'm thinking that from what I've seen, a company will not be successful if they set up something in the metaverse and just hope that people will come. They won't. You'll get 100 people maybe. What you need to do is you need to coordinate it with other marketing. Something, for example, that builds brand loyalty, the time they've spent with your brand thinking about it. But the company needs to do the marketing to bring people to the experience. Just creating an experience and hoping people will come because they're walking around in that metaverse. Yeah, a few will. And a few will maybe notice there's some traffic over there. But if you really want large engagements, the company, the advertiser needs to promote that experience to their existing channels. I think, Johnny, I don't know, maybe you.
It's the same idea as the website, right? You're just hoping that if I build a website and put it in the internet.
Yes. Yeah, and there isn't quite something like SEO yet for the metaverse.
The coming?
Yeah, I think it'll be coming. Yeah, there are more people who have tried to be like the hub for finding out what's going on where throughout the metaverse. Is very nascent. It's not mature.
Yeah. I mean, we are building this stuff, but from the other perspective with the like tokenization concept. So we giving you the quests to visit specific locations, and we'll give you tokens on the specific locations and NFTs and stuff. So this NPC friend is not just a friend; it's just your guide. Yeah. So that's a sort of SEO type optimization. But anyways, yeah. Just saying, even if you build your website and put it in the internet, if you expect people to come because Google will index it, that's,
it's a different story.
Yeah, I guess part of the another way of thinking about the problem is the audience you're trying to attract the people who are already in that metaverse, and that's probably not in any world a really big one. The other one is, are you trying to engage with your existing audience in a new way?
Yeah, that's true. The thing that they've seen already, like, for example, Instagram or any social media, they know like there's nothing unique in there. But once you bring it to the metaverse world, that's something that they will remember for sure. I seen the cases when they advertising on the conference, like, that this is our company office room. And like, let's take a look, like go inside. This is where we have a meetings, like, like real 3D space, but the company. And from the actual conference, when they ask people after, like, what do you remember after these talks? And they're like, I remember one company that been showing 3D, like their 3D office, like the office tour to us. It's the personalization, like the things that you will do in the real world. You cannot do this with the websites. It's something else. It brings another level of like trust or feeling or engagement, like the real human interaction. That's
when you go to a website, you don't get to talk to some of the other brand loyalists, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas in the virtual world, you're going to be meeting them and interacting with them and building a sense of community around that brand.
You can't play their games, for example, yes, to get inside of the car of BMW or something like this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about this. So, guys, if there are no more questions, Luca, thank you for your questions as well. Probably, I think that we can finish right now. Yeah, if anybody doesn't mind. Yeah.
So, thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you can follow up.
Guys, and if you want to create like marketing campaigns or something like that, if you want to find experiences, if you want to build something within a particular metaverse, we all are here. DappCraft, Meta Ads, VRS Small District, VRS City Center, and Exhibition Center as well from the side of the Carl. So guys, we eager to see you next time, and we eager to create a new marketing strategies for you and to implement and scale your brands within the particular metaverses which you're going to choose.
Yeah, let's build it together.
Hey, Johnny, would you ping me in Discord sometime with your Discord ID? I'm Carl Fravel. I want to discuss a technical thing with you about STK7 migration.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for visiting our event. See you next time. Bye-bye. Carl, thank you for managing this event. Johnny, thank you for attending as well. I really appreciate it. My pleasure. Nick, thank you for hosting this event. Yeah, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stars. Bye-bye.